opens up the box and plays the game. He never reads instructions cause they're lame. He's Bowser. He plays the game so badly. His eyes are twitching madly. He's here again so sadly. He's Bowser.
Hello, welcome back. Right, as you can see from the title, this is a multi-system play of Commando, ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, Amstrad CPC and BBC Micro. Yeah, I didn't know it came out on the BBC either. This isn't the video it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Bomb Jack on the Commodore Spectrum and Amstrad, but I cannot for the life of me get the Spectrum version to work either through the MP3 player off the Play ZX app. It gets straight to the menu, and then as soon as you press a button and start the game, it just crashes to the 1982 Amstrad copyright screen. I've even tried loading it off my original tape that came with Bomb Jack 2. You got a copy of Bomb Jack 1. It wasn't having it. So I just thought, fuck it. I gave up, which is a shame because I really did want to do that video. And I didn't particularly, not that I'm anti-emulation at all, but I didn't want to do it in Spectaculator because when I've tried Bomb Jack before, the recording facility in Spectaculator, it sort of chops and stops and starts the game on Bomb Jack. But yeah, so let's have a look at Commando. This is another really successful arcade conversion released by Elite in 1986, based on the Capcom arcade game. I used to play this a fair amount back in the day, not all the time, and it's only sort of like until fairly recently that I've got to play the other versions, and that's what these videos are all about, is show you what the differences and similarities are. Now I really enjoyed the Spectrum version. There are some stark differences between the machines in these versions that you're going to see though, and it's up to you to make your mind up as to whether or not you think they're good or bad differences. As ever, please join in with your memories of whatever system you played it on. I don't know if it came out on any other computers at the time, like the MSX or the Atari computers. I didn't even know it came out on the BBC until I found it on the memory card thingamajig that is installed on it. Now, I've got to get one of those divide devices for the Spectrum because this MP3 cassette thing, it's starting to go a bit. Half the time it's not picking up. It likes to have the lead just at the right position. I think there must be a loose connection in there somewhere now. It was only a thing I bought from Tesco's about 5 years ago. So yeah, I've got the DDI to USB for the Amstrad, the SD to IEC and fast cart for the Commodore 64, the Turbo MMC thing for the BBC. So I really need something similar for the Spectrum because I want to really keep up the output on that machine. It is my favourite after all. So let's wait for the game to load and get straight into it. Oh, and welcome back. Right, ZX Spectrum version of Commando. This was the one that I know from back in the day. Now I do actually own this cassette. I picked it up a short while ago, and on the inlay it has the instructions leaflet. It has the classic Commando picture with the title, as you can see up there at the top of your screen. But it also has exactly the same picture, but with the title changed to Space Invasion. Now, if anyone knows the story as to why it's got two different titles, please let me know. Now, I've got QAOP and Space for Fire, M to launch a grenade. You can see that somehow I've ended up on the high score table there, but that just means everyone else must be really shit because I'm awful at this game. But let's get into it and have a look. Right, so there's me, Mr. Commando, and I'm dead already. Wow. Now, graphically and sonically, this is not the best game that the Spectrum's ever produced, but get past the way it looks, and it plays really quite well. And Elite, I think, would this have been their first sort of big smash, or would that have been sort of Roller Coaster? Because I know they had other games of varying quality before they started moving into arcade conversions, like the Fall Guy that Vil Lord Sucher played just the other day. on his channel. And the Dukes of Hazzard, which is abysmal. Then they had things like Grand National and 911 TS, none of which I recall as being any good. Cockatony Wolf was all right, I think. I've not played that one for donkey's years, though. Get out of it. Go away, you swine. Yeah, the enemies do an awful lot of running away. If I was an enemy general here in the sort of a post-battle debrief, I'd be like, there was an awful lot of running away going on there. What was behind all that? Right, come on. Because I'm fairly near the... I am at the end of this level. Right, okay. This is where I just got to shoot them all and hope that they don't shoot me back. I just got to get rid of all of them, and I've done it, have I? Get out of it! Get out of my... Ah, you sod! Yeah, I really, really liked the Spectrum version of Commando back in the day. I played it a fair bit, as you know, without being any good. Oh dear, oh dear. Bazza's gonna get caught. Oh no, shimmy. Ah, cock. Come on. Now I think I've just got an extra life there. That squidgy sort of noise that just came. Ah, for God's sake! Which I'm gonna need by the look of things. Now. Oh dear, 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 ah, come on. Although I'm frustrated, it's frustration born of my own sort of inability to play any kind of game. Now I did cover a similar game ages back called Who Dares Wins 2, which was excellent, and I'll have one more go at that and then we'll move on, which was absolutely excellent, and if you know that game, just please let me know what you think of it. Right, come on. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, this is me being sort of no good at it. It's not anything the game's doing, it's any sort of mistakes are mine, really, which is, you know, you can't really blame the game for me being crap. So it is a really, really good, fun, quite intense game. Now, yeah, I've mentioned the graphics, or the sort of, you know, the and the sound effects are just really squidgy, farty. Oh, fuck, you know, right on the head, bastard. Squidgy, farty, sort of bullety sounds. There's nothing spectacular sound-wise in this game. I believe there's an enhanced, fucking 128K version of Commando as well, which I've not checked out. And there is a Commando 2, which was a Slovakian release from a few years back, which is absolutely fantastic, which you can download from World of Spectrum, or I believe, if you want a physical copy of the tape, you can get one from Bumfun Gaming. George, jump in and correct me if I'm right or wrong on that, please. Dear, oh dear. Right, there's the Spectrum version of Commando. I did my very, very, very best. Right, Amstrad CPC coming up. Hello, welcome back. Right, Amstrad CPC 464 version of Commando loading in now. We're going to have a look at what it's like. Amstrad users, please fire in with your memories, etc. Everyone else, as I've already asked, if you could please share your thoughts on what the strengths and weaknesses of each particular version that you see are. Now, there's some wonderful conversions, arcade conversions come out, and like I said, I wanted to do Bomb Jack, but I can't get the Spectrum version to load, and I don't really want to use Spectaculator. So here we go, we're already into Commando. Already you can hear there's title music, albeit a bit basic, but that's something that the Spectrum didn't have, so we're going to go QAOP space for fire. Grenade is going to be M, and let's just start the game. And already you can see, what the f... You can see the major difference is obviously the colourful graphics, which you know, don't bear the Spectrum's sort of rather garish, for fuck's sake, palette. Now that didn't break the Spectrum at all, it just made it look quite unique. And I quite like the way the Amstrad version is looking. Tune going on in the background, obviously. There's some spot effects for fire, etc. I think that this... I've only been playing this a short while, and already the tune's slightly getting on my tits. Ah! But this is playing a very decent game of Commando. It's just me that's not playing a very decent game of Commando. Right. There's something I've noticed with the collision detection on this version that I didn't see in the Spectrum version. You have to be sort of... See? Balls. We'll have one more go. I'm going to try and show you level 2 on at least one of these versions. My God, I am hopeless at games. For God's sake, why do you people watch me? Right, come on, let's get back on the horse. Let's see if I can do a little bit better on this go. You fucker. Oh, I'm really sorry. I try not to swear much. Right, am I getting somewhere now? I might be getting somewhere. Oh, come on, guys, come on, come on. Whoa! Now, yeah, the tune is starting to irritate a little bit. But, you know, the Amstrad had a volume control on the side of it, which, you know... Oh, shit. This is getting a bit Smash TV like. Ah! You... Ah. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm running out of lives. I'm really enjoying the Amstrad version of this. It's despite... Come on. Oh my God, last life, last go. Oh my God. Right, that's Commando on the Amstrad. I really enjoyed that. It's a very good version. Let's move on to the BBC Micro. Welcome back. Right, let's have a look at the BBC Micro version of Commando. Now, like I've said, completely surprised to see that this came out on the BBC Micro. So let's have a look. Let's get it loading. A fairly garish sort of loading screen there. But hey ho, let's see how we go. Right, okay. So you can play 2 players. Fire to start. Now it's taken me ages to work the keys out for this. It's Z and X left and right, asterisk and question mark for up and down, return for fire, which if you know the BBC Micro keyboard, that's a bit tricky to get your fingers around. I haven't worked out what it is for grenade yet, but let's go. Okay, right. Doing my best. Doing my best. Really, really slow, really garish, sort of not very nice graphics at all. Really easy to die. It's easier to die in this than it is in the other versions, and it's easy to die in those. Yeah, BBC Micro owners, did you like or loathe this version of the game if you had it when it came out? Come on, yeah, come on. Let's just... Right. Whoa, this is really, really quite tricky to play. Now, I've just walked through that guy. I don't know if you can actually see. It's very difficult to make things out sometimes, especially when you're in those green patches of land. I've tried to enjoy this, and I really, really do love the BBC Micro, but I think this is an example of, oh, for God's sake, of a game that doesn't work well on it at all. Yeah, not enjoying this. I think it's harder than it needs to be. Obviously the BBC's got its limitations, etc., but I've played some fantastic BBC games and I've really enjoyed discovering its games. Now here I'm just making a break for it, I think. Right, there's the boat. Oh, look at the bike. No, I think I've just thrown a grenade. And I don't know what button I pressed to do it. Ah! God, so tricky to get on with this game. Right. See, the bullets are really difficult to spot. Game over. Game over, man! I'm not going to attempt another go at that. I'm afraid, yeah, it's not very enjoyable, that game. Let's move on to the Commodore 64. Right, welcome back. Final version, Commodore 64. It's loading as I speak. It only takes a few seconds. So again, Commodore 64 owners, your thoughts and memories of this game. People who haven't seen this before, thoughts and comments on this game. First impression is that the presentation is just above and beyond the other versions that I've shown you. The music is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to play joystick with this one, and you have to use spacebar for firing grenades as well. Let me please get on to level 2. Please, please, pretty please. Right, here we go. Let's give it a go. Okay, yeah. This is great, basically. It's a lot faster, a lot more frantic than Spectrum and Amstrad versions, I think. And like I say, I mean, those versions are really good as well. But this is just a sort of level above, really. Its music is what's making it. It's fantastic. It really. Oh, hello! Get out of it! Ah, too good to be true, wasn't it? Right. Yeah, it's. Oh. You shall taste defeat. Oh, for God's sake. You're too big for your boots, Baz. And you fucking arseholes. Oh, dear. Started so promisingly, and it's all falling apart. Oh, there's a little bit. I don't know what was happening with the screen there. Something happened. Ah! I thought I had it there. Clearly not. Wow. Yeah, there's the screen going mental again. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, hello. Is that... I've done it! Yes, go Baz. Oh my god. Oh, bloody hell. There's a chance. Flipping heck. Oh my... Whoops. Oh. Well, I got to level 2. That game, that is absolutely fantastic conversion. That is. You kind of get the drift now. Music, graphics, it's much more frantic than the other versions. Let's move to the outro and just have some discussion. Okay, see you in a sec. Hi there, thanks ever so much for getting this far. Yeah, those are the 4 versions of Commando. Really great arcade conversion on Spectrum, Amstrad, Commodore 64, which I've still got going in the background because I just love that music. It's brilliant. BBC Micro started and, you know, was a long way short of the other 3 versions. I think as a Spectrum, Amstrad, Commodore 64 only, you wouldn't have been unhappy with the conversions of Commando that we received. Now, as ever, please share your thoughts and comments with me about the game. Let's get some discussion going. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you like the video, please let me know. If you wish to subscribe, please do so. But if you do subscribe, as I always say, please join in with the conversation, because that's what it's all about. I really enjoy the conversations. Every time I put a video up, there's always some great conversations come out of it. I really thank every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching. Take care. Goodbye.